Yo, boys, so this was a webinar that we filmed in Agency Network. It's a 2 hour long webinar where we release all the source, absolutely everything. If you guys want to be there live and for more webinars, because we're not always going to post it to the channel, I'd recommend you join an Agency Network down below. It's just a free Discord. It takes 2 seconds of your time. If you can't give up 2 seconds, then God help you in SMA. But yeah, if you want to join down below, you can obviously catch the webinars when we're there, ask us questions personally. There's already free videos in there for you to learn off of. Yeah, boys, I hope you enjoy it and take some valuable lessons from this. And I'll see you all in a bit. We're going to sort of run through the 10K framework, how we've sort of scaled our agency to this point. So it's actually like sort of good advice because, I mean, we've done it ourselves. So obviously it's best to learn from people that have actually done it. So I'm going to go in from the very top and we're going to break it down bit by bit. So firstly, when starting SMA, you need to think firstly about your niche before you do absolutely anything. So I've got a few niche checklists here. Obviously, require awareness of leads, requires awareness or leads. So awareness is like content and stuff like that. And then leads is obviously like appointment setting, Facebook ads and stuff of that regard. So it needs to be one of them two. You need 10 to 25K businesses worldwide, nationwide. So obviously you have a wide selection of businesses that you can actually go to. It needs to be a growing niche. If you just type this up on Google, I see a lot of people not do this, but if it's not a growing niche, most people know this and they'll either try and get out or move away from it as a business. So why would you invest in a niche that is just going down, like the market's just falling for it? So there is no point. So make sure you look that up before you do anything. And then your favorite guru has not said it, okay? So if Thomas Gannett has said med spas, do not do med spas, okay? If someone like anyone, if anyone said anything, just don't do it because you can already tell that it's going to be oversaturated and it'll be completely pointless, right? So that's your sort of niche checklist. And then I'm going to tell you how to find the niche, okay? So firstly, what a lot of people don't do, you actually need to research and find a unique niche, okay? I don't want you to just come to me and say like e-com or realtors or something like that, because I can tell that you haven't researched it. You've just taken it from someone else's advice, okay? If you're really thinking deeply, you'll go into a different sort of niche. So let's say I'm thinking off the spot. Pool installation companies, okay? They have a high ticket offer. It's quite a niche down niche, okay? Not many people know about it. And you can obviously find them customers, okay? So that's where we can do here. We can give them awareness and lead. So from there, I'd then go research. I'd be like, okay, is it a growing niche? Do they have 10 to 25K businesses worldwide? And has anyone said it? No, okay. So maybe this could be a niche for me, okay? Refer to the checklist, obviously. See if it is a fit and has low competition. You want to go into this sort of market and see who else is around you. If we were like, when we were in ecom, myself and Luke, the competition is so high that it's actually just impossible for you to scale. So there's no point even doing it. So our sort of lack of knowledge, lack of ability back then for us going into ecom was silly, and we would have never like gone into it if we would have understood first, okay, don't listen to what people are saying, find out yourself. Because I feel like me and Luke would love to just give you a niche right now. Like that's the best thing that we could do. But it just doesn't work like that. If we did that, then you'd fail your SMA, and then you'd obviously just lose a fuck ton of money. So it's pointless. What a lot of people don't do is connect with people inside the niche. I mean, I'm not going to leak our niche for short form content because it's a little gem, but when you go in there, you want to you want to try and connect with people inside of it. People will be happy to speak to you if you give them some free value. So when we were like, okay, let me just give this guy a few free shorts, whatever, because obviously we do short form, or let's say you do run a few, just do something for them for free for a quick call. Ask them, okay, so how much do you get outreach to? What do you not like about certain outreaches that when people outreach to you? Sort of find out what the competition's like. So if you went into like, I know I keep using ego, but let's say as like realtors, every single realtor will get the same message offering the same 10 to 15 appointments or stuff like that. That is completely pointless, okay? So what you want to do is actually go connect with people inside the niche, even other like SMAs and stuff like that, and find out like what it's like, if it's competitive, if it's not competitive, if it is actually going to work for you, okay? So I've got some potential niches and then some competitive niches here that obviously you stand clear of, okay? So potential roofing companies, auto dealerships, martial arts. I think these are three cool ones that you could sort of just look at. These are potential. I'm not saying go and do these. This is not like, okay, these are the best niches ever. Perfect. Just have a look at them. Okay, so this is just an idea of something that you may not have thought about before. I said pool installations. I think that would be a good one to think about. Okay, but obviously the competitive niches to stand clear from: real estate, e-com, gyms. Okay, and obviously now med spas, because fucking Thomas Gannett does not,
Yeah,
honestly.
spas done.
Yeah, on it, the amount of people that will come to, like, I think Luke, you had one the other day that was just talking about like, oh, can I scale my med spa? No, definitely not. Like, it's just not. There's too many people that just copy. That's the actual main problem. Okay, so now that you've picked your niche, you want to go do some research. This will take like a day or two to actually find the best niche for you. You want to test it with maybe 100, 200 outreach. See what the replies are like. If they're not like asking questions and stuff like that, like, oh, how do you do this, and book calls and stuff like that, then it's not the right niche. Okay, you don't need that much outreach to test it. It'll just take 2 or 3 days, and then you can move from there. But it's better to spend that week finding that perfect niche than spending 4 months just sending thousands of cold emails and actually getting nowhere. Okay, from past experiences, just take that week off and just find your niche perfectly. Okay, so offer. You need to add value convenience. So increases client revenue, client social status, some sort of numerical form, and it's a service market fit, okay? So with short form, you can obviously guarantee numbers. With Facebook ads, you can guarantee numbers, okay? So you don't want to be guaranteeing just nothing, okay? So that's what's pointless here. You need to be able to give them a numerical figure that they can track off of. People love numbers and tracking numbers. If they put in £1 and they get £2 back, that is a clear return on investment, okay? And that's a numerical form that they can track and that they obviously want to follow along with, okay? So making sure that your offer correlates to them increasing most times in revenue is what they're looking for, or social awareness, okay? Time frame, no one wants to be tied in for too long at the start. It's too risky, okay? I see people, this guy came to me and he was like, okay, I can't book any calls. Like, I was like, okay, so what's your offer? And it was like for 90 days. And I was like, no one's going to come to you for the first time for 90 days unless you're a respected person in that niche, or you're just a massive agency. You're a public figure or something like that. For him, we narrowed it down to 30 days. He booked a call the exact same day. Okay, so it's all about reducing that risk for your offer to book calls. And one of them that people overlook is just time. Okay, for the first month, you just don't want to do it for 1 month. Okay, you don't want to tie them in for 2-3 months. Just do 1 month, and from there, you can obviously go up and be like, okay, let's lock you in for 3 months. Let's lock you in for 4 months. But that first month, I promise you, just try and go for a 1 month, even if it like sort of brings down your guarantee or something. Just do 1 month, and I promise you, your like book calls will increase drastically. Okay, so then guarantee needs to have 0 risk plus added. Okay, now we're in a time in SMA where it's so like sort of competitive and stuff like that, where you can't just give back what you took, because you still took their time, you still took their effort, you still took things away from them that they can never get back, and it's still a risk to them, okay? So like stuff like Facebook ads, they still lose their ad spend. So you'd want to give them back their ad spend. With short form content, they've still wasted their time. You want to somehow give something back that's correlating to what they've brought. So let's say they've spent 2 hours worth of filming. Okay, let me chop up for free. Let me just chop up another 20-30 clips and send them to you for free for the inconvenience, if you don't hit the guarantee. And I think that's what makes people go, okay, well, there's no risk. It needs to sort of be like, okay, I don't care if he fails because I get back more than I put in, but I would rather he win because then I still get more back. So that's how you need to look at it. It needs to be a win-win if they lose or win, okay? No in between. And that's how you really book your calls, okay? And then for social proof, no one's going to work with no one with previous experience. So you have to work for free. You need to humble yourself and just be like, okay, let me get the ropes of SMA. Let me like get some clients for free and do some actual work for free. Get in there and find out what's wrong with my agency, how I can actually scale, and how my service delivery works. So just outbound prospect, offer to work for free, and then get some results. Get some results. I mean, like, it's not very hard to sort of go to someone, be like, look, do you want a free shot? They'll say, yeah. They'll post it. They could do like, even if it's a small account and they do like 20-30k views, that's still something to outreach with. Be like, okay, so this is his, if your service is actually fucking good, okay, you can be like, okay, well, this is his views before, this is his views after. Even with like Facebook ads, you'd be like, okay, if I give you some free advice on changing your copy and your ad creative and maybe help you with some targeting, Let me see how it does for you. Okay, it's increased by this. Okay, now I want to work with you full time. So it could either lead to that client signing on, or it could lead to other clients signing on because of the actual results that you've brought in. So you need to make sure that is perfect. Okay. So some good offers right now is obviously an appointment setting agency, a content agency, a SaaS model, and a local lead gen Facebook ads. Okay. So how offers work? So a bad offer would obviously be lead gen Facebook ads. Anyone can hire a media buyer. So you're pointless. Firstly, 1.5K per month, too much risk, way too much, absolutely pointless when they could just go straight to the media buyer, which you've just vetted out, which that anyone can do, right? You've put no skill, no effort, and there's no value that they can actually pay you for. You need to make sure your offers crafted in a way that if you take out one segment, then the whole of it's like, oh, I don't know if you can do this, okay? It doesn't mean like, because here you can go straight to media buyer. Okay, but if we'll get onto it in a minute, but I'll show you how you can sort of change your sort of offers and stuff like that to actually make it more in depth, and so they can't replace you by one step. So that's why short form content people are like, oh, that you can just be replaced. Not if you add something to your offer, you can't. Okay, and then no guarantee, way too much risk. So this is an offer I'd actually be looking into if I was not doing short form content. This is a very good offer, right? So a lead gen Facebook agency. Which leads into a go high level funnel, and then phoned instantly by a sales team which have a percent of closing rate. That would be a bit of my guarantee. To book a date or deposit straight on that phone. Okay, so it's a full system which is very hard to replace. Because they can still get a media buyer, but that doesn't bring in the sales team. That doesn't bring in the go high level funnel. That doesn't bring in the whole system for them to pay the deposit and guarantee your their booking there. Okay, and you could do like pay per client. Why do you have to do like 15 or something like that? Just pay it all up front. There's too much risk. Pay per client. Okay, I know this is actually going to work. I'm actually good at estimate. This is going to work very well. So I'm going to pay per client. And they'll be like, okay, well, why wouldn't I do that? Let's work out the cost of every customer. Let's work out their lifetime value and see how much each customer to them is worth. Okay, and they can obviously pay you a commission off the back of that. Okay, and then you could even add it further. Guarantee of 15, even though you're doing pay per client. Guarantee of 15, all money back and ad spend. It says no risk, actually just as good if they don't hit the offer. Win-win for client. Now, this is something that, Luke, you can agree, you can't say no to.
Yeah, it's because Harvey said there, you can't take anything out. And, it becomes like they can just go and do it for them. They need you, right? And that's the most important thing with building out a great offer, is that they can't go out and just outsource it easily. You actually build the systems behind it. And I think this is a really good way. And you're seeing this kind of pop off at the moment, especially with the Facebook ads. People are adding more of an automated system, back end behind actually, opposed to a couple of years ago when it was just running the Facebook ads. Instead, you can actually build a whole system behind that and, 10x the value of your offer, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. It's just about creating systems behind it, because there's no way a shop owner knows how to run GHL. There's no way that they know how to actually close a client on the call. That's probably one of their biggest weaknesses. They can't get the deposit on the phone. Okay, well, I'll guarantee that. So it's just finding what they can't do and their pain points and solving it. This is a solution to every single pain point that they have. So the problem with not getting enough leads, okay, sorted. The problem with, I can't funnel them in. I can't actually get a deposit on the call. All solved for them, okay? So that's an example. Very good offer.
I'll just say something as well. Guys, when you add more value to your offer, you don't realize that you're telling them that there's a problem with their business as well. So you're picking up pain points that they don't even know exist currently. So let's say that you want to, build a back end for them, example, but they don't even know what that is, right? You're telling them that, why haven't you been doing this before? And you're just opening up a whole new side to their business. So that's why it's also really important to just add more value to your offer.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, so how do you know it's good? Okay, so how you've put in enough value, everything's perfect, there's no risk involved for them. You need to send 200 outreach. People would tend to pick out what's wrong with it. You'll get the sort of sarky replies, the dickhead replies, whatever. And that's what you want. That's what you want to understand. Why would I need this? Is a dickhead one that you'd get, but it means you're not ready. So, obviously, some people will say this. I mean, obviously, all the time when you're outreaching someone, there's gonna be some some idiot that's just be like, oh, fuck off, we don't need you, this is really shit, like, why, how would this help me? Okay, but this is where you need to understand, okay, if I've got this 3 times out of 200, maybe this isn't service market fit, right? Too much risk. A lot of people just love saying this, which is so true. So you obviously know the guarantee isn't enough, you're not giving them not enough back. And if you've got a price concern, there's not enough value, or you're just really bad at sales. Okay, so you need to sort of stop listing the features. There's a quick sales tip. Stop listing the features, because that brings up a price concern. If you boys have read Spin Selling or something like that, features lead to price concern. So if I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, so we get a really good ad creative, and then we really do really well on just shut up, right? What can you get me? That's all they care about. You can quickly go over it. Oh yeah, we've got specialists in this, specialists in that. Cool, we can guarantee this, okay? So you don't want to be stuck too long on what you actually do, but rather the future that obviously it holds, okay? So for outreach platforms, obviously social media, cold email, Facebook ads, and cold call. When you're at different sort of stages in your agency, you'll use different ones. So at the start, you'd use like these 3. And then when you get a little bit, obviously when your agency starts to scale a little bit, Facebook ads is obviously an option. I think we're looking into Facebook ads to run soon. But that's obviously because our agency's at a certain point where we have enough testimonials, we have enough results, we have enough social proof that you can sort of switch your way to Facebook ads, and it makes more sense, okay? So I think these are fucked, actually. These are let me wait.
So you explain it off.
Okay, calm. So for cold email, the subject line. Okay, we're gonna go off the top of my head. So subject line, you need to act like a customer. Let's fill this in. Act like a customer.
That really helped us at the start as well.
Yeah, so it's just acting like a customer. You know, just see what. Let's say I always use a pizza shop example because it's our first client, whatever. And you could just literally do business name. Do you sell pepperoni pizza? Now, it sounds weird, but you just click it because you're a customer. Yeah. It's like, okay, wait. Yeah, we do. Yeah, please buy pepperoni pizza, right? So it's just finding out what they actually do and what they obviously offer, and then acting as a customer and sort of making them a little bit curious so they can actually click on it, right? For the body text, short and simple, right? Because you need to build that mystery. You need to hit that pain point. And then, so you need to be mystery, so very short. I would obviously always just do your offer, and that's all you do. Not we have seen that Facebook ads can do this. The Facebook ads one, the Jordan Platten script or something like that. You don't want to be using that because everyone's using it, and it makes no sense, okay? So in the pain point, you need to understand, okay, let's say you're an appointment setting agency. Okay, we can book you 15 plus appointments, okay? So that's their pain. Their pain is they can't book appointments. The solution is you're going to book them 15 with a guarantee with money back. Okay, so that's your solution. Sorry for the spelling, boys. I dropped out of college. For the offer, you want to obviously then just say your offer straight and just show what you do. The mystery, keep it short. And then obviously you just want to do a call to action. I really don't think body texts are that crazy. I mean, we've sent 10s, 20s, 30, 50, up to like 50,000 cold emails, right? And one thing that I can say is the body text is never really, the only difference a body text has ever made is if it's short, simple, and if you're targeting the right sort of people. It's more of the quality of leads than the actual copy of text, I'd say. And it's about finding the actual right leads and targeting the right people, because then you can highlight their pain point, highlight the solution, highlight the mystery, and then obviously give them the offer, the call to action. Call to action should be just a simple yes or no. Okay, are you around for a call this week? Something like that. Obviously here. For follow-ups, you obviously want to have like Lemlist or MailChimp or something like that, just so that you can keep following up with them. First few should be like, let's say the first one's like, hey, did you get a chance to read my first message? Second one, again, keep it very short. Maybe third time round, you want to send them a testimonial and be like, this is what we provided for someone else in your niche. So you always want to target it to their sort of niche. So this is what we did for pool installation, another pool installation company. We booked them 16 calls in 30 days. blah, 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 which increase our revenue by this, okay? Show some proof, okay? Maybe then be like, I can send you over a video. This is where you offer them the loom, okay? Do they want the loom to obviously see what you're doing? And then one trick that I've learned that works so well is after maybe your 5th or 6th follow-up, don't overthink follow-ups too much. You're just trying to get them to read this first email. After like a month, have it set that to then reply back, so another follow-up a month after the whole thing's gone down, just to say, did you get a chance to read my first message? Because some people will reply, be like, this is crazy, this has been like a 1 month follow-up, this has been like whatever. But most times they'll go back to it and read it. Just because maybe someone will missed it, but it really helps just leaving it for that amount of time, because maybe they're not interested then, but maybe a month's time they might be. So it's sort of a shot in the dark, but it's a very smart sort of tactic to use, right? Cold DM, build-in, report, and preview. You want to have your DMs in like three stages, right? So build-in, report, and preview. You want to just tell them, be like, hi, Matt. Tell them how you found them or why you're there, okay? So what sometimes you can do is go on someone's following. I see you follow X, right? He gives great tips on ecom. Okay, that's just rough, but you get what I mean. You just want to show them how because you're an intruder, right? You've come out of nowhere. You've just appeared from the fucking darkness, okay? You need to sort of bring back and just be like, okay, hey Matt, I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm here because I found you on here, and we sort of relate in some sort of way, okay? So it's just sort of making it from, okay, who the fuck is this guy, to being like, okay, I know this guy a little bit, okay? We have something in common. That's what you want to pick out straight away. Body text, genuinely just your offer, okay? Would you be open to blah, 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 just your offer, okay? That's all you want to do. Now, call to actions, you sometimes don't want to add because it can make your text too long, but most of the time it's just because what we want to do is get them to watch a Loom video, okay? If you guys saw my video on generating meetings for short form content, I spoke about reciprocating tendencies and how the value that they give compared to you giving, okay, I'll quickly go over it, but you giving value for your outreach message, you've given no value. Them reading it is obviously sort of paired it, whatever. And now if you ask for a call, you've given like one more block of value, but they've given like 5, okay? Because then they've wasted their time, whatever, okay? If you can call to action, can I over the video? Can I send over a video on the process?
It's always better as well if you like for example here in the kind of VSL call to action, if you've done it for someone else, I'd always mention to you to generate our client wherever his name is, 10 more appointments, right? So if you do have a client and you've generated some good results in your call to action, you'd say okay, like, can I send over a video on the process we used to generate whatever your client's name is, 10, 20, 15 appointments, right? That's so much more powerful than just, this is the process we use to generate X, right?
Yeah.
So if you do have if you have a client, obviously.
Yeah, that's why I say back there, like, work for free, because if you can show proof straight away,
you
build a little bit of rapport, you're cool. Okay, offer, cool. Okay, you've actually done it. Okay, now I'm actually down to speak to you, instead of some random guy outreach and just being like, oh, I can book you 15 appointments with no backstory to him. VSL, if they're going to come back, hopefully with some questions, if you have sort of like a hook, if you have a good offer, if you have a good outreach message, they should come back. They might not, obviously, because they just might not be interested. But what you want to do is funnel them to a VSL, okay? So if they're asking questions, which you're wanting, right, you're going to be answer maybe 1 or 2, because otherwise you look like a dickhead. And then you can say to them, I can cover all your questions in a quick Loom video if that's cool. I can send over a quick Loom video if that's cool. Okay, you want to be sending over this VSL because like reciprocating tendencies, you now need to give more value so they're on the same level of as you. So booking a call is not as crazy. Okay, so you can obviously just trying everything that you do, try and get them to send their email. So if they're like, yeah, it'd be like, okay, what's the best email to send it to? Very rarely will they not send you an email, but giving up an email is not that much, right? Shit, should we? Let me mute. All right, cool. And then what was I saying? Fuck, I lost my pacing.
VSL book.
Oh shit, yeah. So obviously you want to be obviously getting them on a VSL. because obviously you compare the value. So once you set, then on the VSL, we've given the VSL script about 100 times, okay? But it's just talking about who you are, thank them for their time, showing your authority in the market, showing testimonials, what you've done before, and then showing what you can do for them. So bringing up their page and being like, look, we can do this for you. This is what we've done for someone else. And obviously this is going to work because we do it in your niche specifically. And just making them feel like they're the only person that you've outreached to. That's all you want to do. So now your reciprocating tendency, your value is a lot higher than theirs because they've just watched it. They're like there. So now after this, you booking a call because they'll still have so many more questions if they're actually interested in your offer and you have a good offer, that you'll be up here, they'll be here. So you asking for a call, they'll just say yeah, okay? Because the values are now aligned and you could be like, oh, this is bullshit, this is bullshit. It's literal psychology, right? You can't argue psychology as much as you want. That's just how the world works. That's how the brain works. So obviously you need to meet up with the value, the reciprocating tendencies of value given on each side, okay? For follow-ups, again, make them fun, whatever. Do like emojis, GIFs, stuff like that. Just any, honestly, follow-ups are honestly the least deep thing ever. Just get them to read get their attention. That's all you want to do. So did my last message go through? Hey, question mark. Maybe like a GIF of knocking on the door, question emoji, like eye emoji, something, right? It's very simple. Cold calling. You want to say a statement or a question. So when they pick up the call, you want to go straight to, okay, so this is a cold call. So say your statement or ask a question. Okay, are you a realtor? Blah, 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 okay. So you want to obviously either make one of two. And then obviously after this, you got to say what you do. So they'll either be like, yeah or no. And then you can say, okay, so we book 15 extra appointments for pool installation companies, blah, blah, blah. And they'll ask some questions. And then obviously it's a call to action. If you're free this week, I can obviously get on a call with you and we can sort of run over the system that we use to implement this. And obviously they'll say yes or no, okay? I mean, we ain't been in the cold calling game for a while, so we're maybe not the best to ask for this, but obviously...
I would say for Facebook ads, I think cold calling is your strongest weapon. I think the massive cold calls you have to do is much, much less than the massive cold emails you would have to do to book an appointment. And I know it's scary. I know it's a little bit like, I don't want to get on a fucking cold call. But like, I can promise you, if you have a list of 100 leads on a cold call, you do much, much better than like 300, 400 cold emails.
Yeah, easy. Cold call's just too direct.
It's too direct.
But obviously, if you're in a sort of offer a niche that it just doesn't, like if we tried to cold call, it's impossible, right? It just don't work.
Even.
And then for ads, obviously, I don't really think many of you boys will be at this stage, but I'm just going to cover it anyway. Hook to obviously draw the people in. So obviously, it's in your copy. A hook targeting the people that you want to target. What you do, again, obviously your offer and stuff like that. A call to action at the bottom of the Facebook to obviously click the link or visit the page or whatever you're offering. Let's say it's like book 15 extra meetings. Your link would just say like book 15 extra meetings, okay? Your ad copy, to be fair, I'd recommend like outsourcing most of this stuff if you're going to do Facebook ads, because I don't think you'd obviously be in the right situation to do them. But let's say you are. Obviously, just a ad copy, just targeting the specific niche, saying what you do, bringing up some pain points. It's a bit like an email, bringing up some pain points, bringing up the solution, saying that your offer is the only solution, the only thing that's going to help. And then obviously target the people that you're trying to target, right? It's not too much to it. Sales call, is this you or are you underneath?
I'm underneath, yeah.
All right, cool. Right, so sales call. Before the call, you want to get them to fill out a form so you can obviously understand a little bit about them and what they do. And then you want follow-up automations. So they're actually then going to keep being reminded and obviously click on the call, not click on the call, but make sure they know that the call's happening. Okay, you can do this with Calendly. You don't actually need go high level. Calendly just has automations as well. Just they know, and then the form obviously helps you understand where they're at in their business, and obviously then in the call you can sort of structure your wording and structure what you're going to do around that, and then obviously sell them a little bit harder. So before, just to sort of calm your nerves and understand what they're doing, research into their business and them personally, research into that niche and sort of understand a little bit more about it. And then obviously sort of just go over your offer to understand it. Okay. Then with your form and with what you do, you want to set up an action plan. I see too many people like just going off the script when it doesn't apply for the person at all, okay? The reason they fill out a form is to find out who they are and what they're doing. And the reason for this is so then you can set up an action plan for them, okay? You need to go into every single sales call as if you're closing. So you need to put 100% effort into it, and you need to actually set up plans and stuff like that, okay? So for when you're on the call, you need a sales script, which will obviously find their situation at the start and build the rapport. So just ask where they're calling from, how's their day been, like find out their situation, what's your revenue, and stuff like that, and what's actually happened, how many appointments do you book per month. I keep going appointments then, but like stuff like that. Their pain, obviously, then you go into obviously what's going on, like what their problems are. Are they not booking enough appointments, or do they not have enough time? Like what's going wrong in their business, and then make it 10 times worse. Okay, that your goal is to make their pain unbearable to live with, even if, let's say, you're doing short form content and they're like, I don't have the time to edit. Okay, well, this time is taken away from obviously, let's say let's say they have a full team, is taken away from training your sales team, which could decrease closing rate by 5%. 5% in their business is like 20 grand. Okay, well, our solution for 2 grand is probably a bit better than spending 20 grand. Okay, yeah. Like, let's fix this now, okay? Not just, all right, you don't have time. Oh, well, we can help you with saving time because they don't care that the pain isn't really that much for you to obviously offer your solution, okay? And then on the call, sales presentation. These aren't really crazy. I know people like sales presentation. It's not that crazy. Show how you can help, and then proof and results.
The script phase is way more important. I will say that.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, we got the goated script inside the private agency network. If you boys want to check that out. So, proof and results, obviously to show that you've actually done it before and show how you can help. Shameless plug from me, but there's a video on my channel it doesn't have many views. I think I'm going to pull it up now. One sec, boys. But it's honestly, it's a hidden gem that no one, because everyone's like, oh, how do I book more calls? How do I book more calls? You're not focusing on the real stuff. This video here.
You want to take
a bit of an ad, G.
Get some ad money. But this video here, I literally go through all the questions you need to ask, the behaviors, the definition, the impact, and the objections that come up with it. This is honestly the best sales call video that you ever see, and it has 148 views. Okay, so you boys need to start understanding what, like, different parts of SMA, not just, oh, let's generate 30 meetings for your short, even though this video is great, right? This shouldn't have this many views compared to this because, okay, let's generate the meetings. What the fuck are you going to do after? Okay, so it's about understanding how to actually close your sales calls, because what's the point in booking the call in the first place? So I'd recommend you boys, I want this to go to like 200, 300 views by the end of tonight, because you need to have this on repeat, because this video is fucking insane if you're actually wanting to learn how to close sales calls, right? So that's, oh no, shit, I got a bit down here. Follow-up automation, these are honestly so shit, wait. So follow-up automation, get them to fill out a form, research into their business, set up an action plan. Okay, so that's the sort of framework of the sales calls, and yeah, I think that's my section done. It's on to Luke.
Yeah, guys. So obviously, Harvey's gone through a lot about. I hope you've kind of learned a lot already. But we're just going to jump straight into it, right? So if I was to go back in time, a lot of people say, "Oh, what would you do if you started again, etc." And I feel like the reason we done so well in the short form, opposed to maybe the Facebook ads, well, one of the reasons is because we went straight to hiring the specialist, right? Still I get DMs saying, "Oh, should I really learn media buying? Like, should I research how to run Facebook ads?" It's like, do you want to be the media buyer or do you want to be the agency owner, right? You should always go straight to hiring the specialist. It's the same with the short form content. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, but I should edit for myself just to get a bit of experience. And then, no. Like, your agency needs to be built on quality from day one. Okay, so I always suggest you hire a specialist. Okay, I'll go in detail about how important service delivery is. But can everyone see my screen? Yeah.
Yeah, you're calm.
Cool. Right, so the hiring system breakdown, right? The hiring system's kind of gone a bit viral on YouTube, I feel like, but it just goes like this. Instead of like just doing a random job post, going on Upwork, Facebook groups, like a lot of people do that, and then they just go straight to the interview process. But it's like, guys, as a business owner, right, why are you getting on an interview with someone when you don't even know their skill? It's a complete waste of time. You're sitting there like a loser. Oh, what's your name, email, when they're not even good. You haven't even seen their fucking editing, right? So instead of that, you want to put them in a hiring system funnel. Okay, so you've probably all seen the editor video, but this can be the same for appointment setters, media buyers, etc. So you're going to go start here, right? Put your salary, your contract type, your hours, the payment off the bat, okay, guys, because you need to start changing the mindset about your agency, okay? This isn't just some silly thing that you're doing. You set the hours, you set the payment. If they don't accept it, okay, move on. Right, so start here. This sheet's just going to explain the role. So I suggest making this in like a Google Documents or something. You've probably all seen the video, and state, guys, this is the contract type. This is the hours you're going to be working. This is the payment, because you should already know. You should have a visualization of what this team member's going to do in your business. Okay, before you're actually fucking around because some Jordan Platten video said you needed it. Right, so you're going to explain the role. Do the contract and the hours, right? So, for example, appointment setter, explaining the role will be, you're going to be outbound prospecting on X platforms, and you're going to provide Loom training videos, okay? So this will be just a Loom training video of you going through the role, okay? So, maybe you going through the Instagram. This is how you source prospects. This is how you objection handle. This is how you reply. This is how to know when to send a VSL. So you're actually showing your team members the ropes before they jump in, right? Because I feel like, especially with appointment setters, a lot of people rush into it and think just because they've hired a VA, they're going to get rich. Like, I remember when we hired our first VA, and I woke up expecting appointments, right? But it's like, guys, you really have to train your team members, because especially something like a VA, they're only as good as you allow them to be. And this is the same with editors, guys. What you'll find is when you hire people from Upwork, perhaps, or wherever you go and find them, I suggest as well actually sourcing from communities. That's really, really powerful. But they're fucking lazy. Most people are really, really lazy. So if you allow them to do dead edits, like if you allow them to do less outbound prospecting than they probably should, they're going to do it, okay? Because they're getting paid pennies, really, right? So you need to make sure that they're actually motivated to go through something like training, going for the test trial, etc. So once you've explained the role, you've provided some training videos of what they're going to be doing, how to do it the best, you're going to put them for a test trial, right? The reason we put them for a test trial is obviously to see their quality, okay? Because the amount of time I've saved, and as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that's all you want to do. You want to save time and only use your time for optimization, okay? You're going to save time on dead appointment setters, on bad editors, on terrible media buyers, etc., right? In every single role, terrible lead sources, because you're actually going to put them for a test trial. You're going to see, who can be a qualified candidate for your business, okay? So for a test trial, instructions, place of delivery, so how they're going to send you over what their work. So for example, we have like send to this email. We make it a private email just so you don't get flooded, so it gets all lost. I suggest making up a new email. It can be a Gmail, right? It doesn't have to be a domain of just that's where you're going to have where they send all their test trials, because you're going to pile up a lot. And then for example, this could be they need to create an outreach tracking sheet, an outbound prospect, 20 prospects, and they have to send a Loom video. So upon hiring any appointments there for my business, they have to send a Loom video of them outbound prospecting. I don't expect them to be the best, but the point is you just want to see how capable they are, right? And everything they do. Because there was one appointment that I wasted my time with, and he literally didn't even know how to manage social media. It was a complete joke. And do you want to be wasting your time? Because if you didn't have the hiring system set out and you're actually optimizing for the best candidates, you would have wasted your time on an interview, sitting there on an interview with them, it doesn't matter. And then you actually get them into your business, get them into your account. Guys, this can be the same with editing. Same you have to do with a big client for short form. And the edit shit, what you're going to do. Or if it's appointment setting, if you run an appointment setting agency and you're trying to outsource, okay, if they can't book appointments, then your agency's fucked. Okay, so through the test trial, you're going to get a few qualified candidates. Okay, and then we're going to go to the interview process. Okay, because now you can waste your time going over their previous experience, their current occupation, the time they have available, how they manage deadlines, their dislikes in the workspace, likes. And that's actually going to be worth it because, you can see their skill previous. When it comes to, previous experience, I feel like something like media buying is imperative, because to become a good media buyer, and it goes back on the point that we said earlier, it's like, don't fucking waste your time trying to become a media buyer. It takes about 2 years to master, guys, right? A lot of people do the short form content editing because it doesn't take a lot of time to initially learn. But the point is, you're now the agency owner, you're now the entrepreneur. You need to be wasting your time doing other things. Okay. So with their previous experience, if it's something like media buying, it's imperative. If it's something like an editor, you can train them up, right? With appointment setting, again, probably imperative they have a bit of previous experience. Really important you understand what they're currently doing, because the worst thing is that let's say you need them to perform a task and they're off fucking around somewhere else, right? That's going to be very, very detrimental for you and your business. Okay. And then the communication / onboarding, very, very simple. A WhatsApp, a Telegram, or put them in Slack. WhatsApp and Telegram are things that people don't really use too often. I think with SMA, they fuck around with Slack a lot and often. For clients, I would actually suggest putting them in a WhatsApp opposed to Slack. But team members, I say Slack. And if you can, like if you're really close to the team members, just put them in the WhatsApp, right? Because, if you're at the gym and something's fucking up, I mean, for example, me and Harvey are at the gym and our editor's laptop's broken, so he has to go get a fucking new laptop, right? But imagine you didn't know that, right? So that's the hiring system breakdown. Whether you're hiring for appointment setters, if you're doing an appointment setting agency and you're looking to outsource it, whether you're running a content agency and you need editors, whether you're doing the kind of media buying or hiring a media buyer, for example, always have some sort of test, and you need to know they're a qualified candidate before jumping into any interview. Okay. And why is this so important? So you've heard my advice here. You've just heard me say, yeah, guys, like hire specialists, and this is really important. Some of you will still be the editor. Some of you will still not. And guys, without good service delivery, you do not have an agency. It's 100% the most important part of your agency. I refined my, thinking on what is the most important step of your agency. Is it your fucking onboarding process, like a lot of fucking gurus will tell you? Is it your outreach, right? And I've come to the conclusion that it's 100% your service delivery. Without good service delivery, how are you going to get referrals? How are people going to talk about your offer? How are you going to collect good testimonials? How are you going to want to sell your offer? Because guys, believe me, it's much, much, much easier to go out there and sell your offer when you believe in it. Okay, because there's some of you right now that low key don't really want to sign a client. Like, you want to sign a client, you'll probably know what I mean. You'll probably start thinking right now, like, if you signed a client, are you 100% confident you could get results? Because I remember when me and Harvey had the e-commerce agency, it was like, obviously I want a client, but like, fuck, if I get a client, life's going to be a little bit stressful, right? And like for now, it's like, I can't wait to sign a client because I just know we're going to deliver such quality. Okay. And when you have that in your agency, it's so much easier to sign clients because you want to. Okay. So service delivery is 100% most important. Okay. So good service delivery, how to know if you're actually performing at good rate is that, do you have, high client retention? Because guys, we're all on this call. We're all started SMA because we want to get wealthy. We want to not work a 9-to-5 job, right? The only way we're going to do this is client retention. If you make 10 grand this month, but then you make 2 grand, your income's very unstable. Okay. So you need good service delivery to actually retain your clients on a monthly, month after month after month, right? Inbound leads. Okay. Do people book appointments with you out of nowhere, right? And this maybe comes from the marketing. So do you produce content about your offer? Do you produce content by yourself? But it also could come from good service delivery, right? And then referrals. I mean, me and Harvey have just seen the power of referrals over the last couple months or so. Like, it's crazy
it's
powerful.
What takes your agency to that next level. It's what takes it from 10K to 20K to 30K.
100%.
Service delivery outreach can only generally take you so far. It's why we preach personal brand so far. Because in a year, you will be fucked. Okay, so you don't understand. Outreach can genuinely only take you to so far where referrals come in and personal branding comes in. Okay, so starting it early is perfect.
Yeah, I don't even think about outreach too much. Like I said to Harvey, like in 6 to a year, if we're actually outreaching, like we've kind of failed in a way. Because I said in my most recent video, like, I fear for the agencies that rely on outreach and they're at like 4K per month with a Facebook ad agency. I really, really fear for you because no one knows about your offer. I mean, we're going to talk about personal branding later, but referrals is really, really huge. You can literally add like 6K MRR in like fucking 4 days just by going, okay, good referrals. A really good way to actually get referrals, right? If you have a client at the moment, is offer commission, right? So we'll offer, every 2 weeks or a month or so, we'll me and Harvey like are terrible at spelling. We're good agency owners, but this is actually a joke. We've dropped that call. This is a fucking joke. Yeah, so like we offer a commission. So we say, hey, to all our clients, we're offering a 10-15% commission if you can get us a referral. And that's going to be so powerful, right? So that's why your service delivery is really, really important. Okay. And if that lets me scroll. Cool. Sick. Right. Appointment setters. Okay. I get asked a lot about appointment setters. I feel like, they're very, very well known in SMA now, and a lot of people are taking advantage. So I'm going to go over the scaling benefits of actually having, a really good appointment setter running your outbound, right? Mass volume. Okay. So guys, we can all admit here that booking appointments within SMA requires mass outreach numbers, like a ridiculous amount of outreach numbers, especially for a lot of your agencies, because there's nothing around your agencies. Guys, I don't think you understand, and I really want to kind of mold your mind and start thinking about this. The fact that nobody knows what your agency name is very, very concerning, and you're not going to get rich. To acquire a mass amount of wealth, if you look at anybody in the world right now, like they know about their shit, right? There's a few people in this call that could generally tell us what my agency name is. Okay, that's very, very important. The reason that doesn't happen for most YouTubers is because they don't fucking have an agency.
Don't have an agency. Yeah, if you can't see an agency from square one, they do not have one. Okay, so it's a steer away.
Anyway, appointment setting requires mass outreach numbers, guys, and the only way you're going to do mass volume is by hiring appointment setters, because they're paid to do it. They have incentive, and they're pretty much robots, guys. All of us here, and I say all of us because me and Harvey included, right? We work smart, not that hard, right? We're all pretty lazy. For you to go out there and lead source and then send appointments, you're not going to hit that much, leverage of volume, opposed to if you just hired someone to do it. Okay. Incentives, right? So guys, when hiring team members, don't be afraid to sacrifice just a slightly amount of profit margins for really, really good results / a bit of motivation. Okay. So with appointment setters, like give commission, right? You need to give them incentives to work hard and want to get the result, because it's very easy for them to just sit, do their job, fuck off, that you get paid, they get paid from Upwork, and it's done, right? But, adding incentives in there, commission, bonuses. We paid our first editor like a $200 bonus just because he was a beast. Unfortunately, he's gone now. But
R.I.P. the guy.
Oh, Matthew, man.
He was a
G, straight G. But like, you need to give incentives to these people, because then they're going to want to work for your company over and over and over again. And when you have special forces in your business, people waking up thinking, "Fuck, like they're doing quality for your agency," and that's really, really important. The 4-hour work week blueprint, right? If you've read the book, The 4-Hour Work Week. It's kind of like the kind of god of like just outsource, like the outsourcing business model. You need to probably outsource as soon as possible, right? Because all of us in this chat want to become the entrepreneur. And I say a lot of times, it's like, you don't need to be the entrepreneur. Like, a lot of people are trying to either, really, really start an agency. It's like, guys, you can just be the editor, or you could be the appointment setter. You could get hired for someone else. But the reason you're all listening to this call right now is because you want to be the top dog. You want to be the CEO. You want to be the entrepreneur. And the only way to do this is to overlook the operations and not be there like a loser doing this, doing that, trying to do fucking everything with your agency. And guys, hiring appointment setters on commission is really not difficult. Like, there's a lot of appointment setters out there. When you hire an appointment setter, they've probably never appointment setted before. So I will go back to the training. Like, it's really important to train. You can hire on commission, right? They're going to at least do 2 weeks until it's really hard to book appointments because you haven't trained them, and they're going to quit, right? But if you're thinking it's the money thing at the moment, just try on commission. Trust me, you'll get a level of success, right? Going back to the thing, right? So price x time leverage. Okay, so the money you're paying for the time output is a high return investment. So let me break that down. So the time you're paying, right? So the $3 every single hour has such a high return on investment opposed to the time that you would take to do the same output. Okay, so when you're going there, lead sourcing, appointment setting, trying to, outbound prospect, your hour is so much worth just outsourcing it for $3. Because then they're actually going to hit the numbers that you need to hit to actually book appointments, because we all know how difficult outreach is. Very, very, especially very, very cold outreach. It requires mass volume. The only way you're going to do this is through the appointment setter, right? So how do you actually train your appointment setters, which is by far the most important thing? A lot of people overlook this. Guys, your training system should be like an hour, 2 hours long. Okay? Because otherwise they're going to be very, very dead. Okay? The best way to do this is obviously Loom and shadowing sessions. Okay, so Loom, you can go through, how to find a good prospect, how to know if it's a good prospect. The thing that we want to drill into these appointment setters is just a level of common sense, because a lot of them are very, very naive to this online business world. Okay, so for example, if you've told them that you're targeting personal brands, I'm telling you for certain right now, they'll like text those fucking motivational pages with like Tony Robbins on there and David Goggins. And it's like, what the fuck is this? So there's an element of training that needs to just be like, okay, fucking let's drill some common sense into this appointment setter. But then let's get them really good. Let's get them really, really, an expert in what they do. And that's going to come from the shadowing sessions, right? So the Loom sessions, where you just doing Loom videos, going over the training, coupled with the shadowing sessions, is going to build a semi-decent, I don't know, no. It's going to build a semi-decent appointment setter, okay? Your VA is only as good as you allow them to be, as you train them to be, okay? Like, a lot of people think, like I said earlier, hire a VA, your problem solved. It's really not that, okay? So these are the common training capabilities when it comes to the appointments there that you really need to drill in. One is speed, right? Speed's so important. One, because if you do everything a little bit faster, you're more likely to have a conversation. That conversation can mold into an appointment or at least a VSL opportunity. But speed, because obviously another point that you can spend a bit less money, because if you're paying them 5 hours and they're doing like 30 Instagram DMs, that's ridiculous, right? They need to be quick. Okay, there's a lot of appointment settings. I've shadowed millions, exaggeration, but I've shadowed a lot of appointment settings. I kind of take that side of the business, and it's like they are so slow. They are so slow, right? Like even when you tell them, so on Instagram, for example, to go on the suggested tab, they're like their fucking grandma. They'll look through. You need to drill speed into them. It needs to be quicker. They need to understand which prospect isn't worth it. Move on to the next one. Okay, so I literally have a full training program, which goes like 20 minutes. It's just speed, how to be fucking quick on just outbound prospecting. Okay. Genuinely hardworking, right? So people are going to, if you think about just anything in life, the hardworking ones always win. That's how it's, always been. And that's how it always will be. The guy that's really hardworking in the football team, can outbeat the guy who's just got a bunch of skill, but it's really lazy. So you need to find people that are generally hardworking. How you do this? Most of the time, it's just going to be more money. People are very, very, very money motivated, as we all are here. So speed coupled with genuinely hardworking appointment setters is going to give you a good start right off the bat. Okay, and then conversation competence, right? When you're to actually get into a phase of at least booking an appointment or having a VSL sent, it comes down to the conversation, right? No one just replies to an outreach message and said, "Yep, let's do an appointment," right? There's going to have to be a conversation. You have to, ask them questions about their business, what they've tried in the past. Is it cool for me to send a VSL? I remember I woke up one day, and Harv, you can probably remember this, and I was like, "Harv, look at the Instagram DM," and it was obviously we were checking up on appointments there, and they'd send like these weird fucking emojis, and it was all so robotic, and it was like, this is not a conversation. Like, what the hell is this, right? So you really need to train them on how to actually navigate a conversation to push in the way of a VSL or an appointment, okay, or at least a level of interest, right? Digging into the pain points, almost like a pre-qualifying sales call, still digging in those principles, pain points, showing why the offer is really needed, giving free value. And your appointment setter needs to know how to do this, okay? Because it's not just going to be the appointment setter does the outreach, hit point. It's going to be they're going to be replying to the messages. They're going to be, really navigating the conversations, okay? And they, so they need to know when it's right to send a VSL. Right, they need to know when it's right to ask for a VSL. The amount of times, again, I've gone on appointment setters and it's like they waffle, lost it. Okay, because they didn't do that next step of like, okay, can I send you a video going over how we grew X client to 33, whatever it is, whether it's their business or views. So these three are the main things you need to kind of know when training your appointments there. So I'd write these three down. These are the things that you need to build out the training sessions for, whether can be on a training capabilities, but you need to drill these three things into your VA. Okay. Next, so how do you actually set your appointment setter up? Well, you need to build the outreach tracking sheet, right? Because, this is very popular now. But I see a lot of people, by the way, Harvey, I don't know if you've seen this as well. They add a bunch of waffle to their outreach tracking sheet.
What do you mean?
They'll add like a bunch of different sections, trying to make it look, guys, URL and the date of sent, follow up. Okay, that's all you need to know, because you need to track this shit, right? You can't have messages being lost or follow-ups not being sent. Follow-ups are crucial. Follow-ups are absolutely essential. We get 80% of our replies through a follow-up. Okay, if your DMs aren't constantly getting followed up with, it's pointless. Okay, with actual outreach, it's more worth it doing not so much new outreach, but just obviously doing quite a chunk of new outreach, but just following up, keeping it systemized, following up the people you've already messaged. Okay, so with this sheet, obviously you're going to put whether this is if this is like Instagram, for example, you're going to put the appointments there. We'll put the URL, and it'll be text, wait a couple of days, follow up 1, wait a couple of days, follow up 2, follow up 3, send email if they've sent the email for you to get the VSL. And then there'll be another sheet where you put their email in, and all you have to do is go send either an evergreen VSL. So by that, I mean, it can be sent to anyone. It's not personalized, but I'd always suggest personalizing your VSLs. Don't be lazy, Yeah, and then offer trained. Okay. It's that saying. It's like, if you don't know what your target is, how are you going to hit the target, right? So they need to know your offer. Okay, they need to know your offer as much as you do. Do they understand the clients only care about their revenue increasing and their social status increasing? Do they care about, do they know about the pain points of your prospect avatar? Okay, how can the offer can do X, right? Whether that's increased business, whether that's increased ad spend, whether that's getting the lead generation, right? Why the offer does this? Okay, the marketing angle. So, for example, coaches and consultants need audience. They need an audience of short form content. Car dealership need leads, right? Taking advantage of Facebook ads. Okay, your VA, because a lot of people just go, oh yeah, we do short form. You need to tell them, okay, why does the client want this? The pain points. How can the offer create an X is obviously their dream scenario. You always want to dig into their dream. That's a spelling test. That I think I got it right. Y offer, does X and gets them. Gets them to dream scenario, right? And then understanding the marketing angle, and then understanding a qualified prospect. Okay, there's nothing more counterproductive and there's nothing more useless than your VA going in there, texting him, texting them, texting that, and it's like they're never going to sign anyway. Okay, so you need to build out a qualification sheet, show a lot of examples. Just trust me, some of these appointments there are much worse than you think. Of a qualified prospect, who is qualified for your business, who is qualified for you, right? And if you do all those things, you'll do fairly well. Okay, so this is obviously the Instagram workflow. There's only so many ways you can actually find prospects. So this could be for the real page, this could be for the search tab. And once you've found the qualified prospect, you suggest using the suggested tab. Guys, if you're using a new Instagram account, I would suggest 25 messages plus 15 follow-ups per session, because a lot of you are getting banned and a lot of you are getting shadowed. You can't actually send any messages. It's because you're just trying to hit too early when your account hasn't sent DMs in a while. Okay, because if you're using accounts that aren't warmed up, it's more likely Instagram is just going to block it. Okay, you can fix this by doing aged accounts, so you can actually go on websites and find aged accounts which are primal for outbound prospecting or just sending a mass amount of DMs, and this is going to save you. Okay, and then you go into the outreach message, you go into the sales process. So the sales process would just be the conversation flow. So how does your VA navigate the conversation, or how do you navigate the conversation if you aren't hiring VAs? And then hopefully get that VSL/appointment. But it's always probably going to be a VSL over appointment, unless they're begging for your service and if it's really good service market fit for them. Okay. And then Facebook's a little different. to Instagram in the sense that you're just going to go straight to Facebook groups. I think the search tab on Facebook is really, really dead. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but it's just like you just find mums, like even if you type up coaches. So, really going into Facebook groups with that have relevant prospects in there. So, for example, if you're targeting coaches, consultants, if you're targeting pool installations, if you're targeting realtors, okay, whatever you're doing, whether you're a lead gen agency, appointment setting agency, Facebook ad agency, you want to go into Facebook groups that mean something to that offer, right? That people actually have an incentive to buy from. And it's the same process as the outreach message. It's the sales process. It's the VSL. And through this process, if you hit it every single day, you'll eventually land some appointments, right? And what's really cool about actually running like consistent outbound prospecting campaigns to the point where you're following up every day, you've got it all streamlined, you've got it all automated, you can collect data. Okay, so which script copy worked for which niche, right? You can, at the start, me and Harvey always split tested copy every single week, every single fucking day, it seemed like it. We were just changing up the copy. Maybe this is a bit shit. And you can actually collect the data to see, okay, who fucked with what copy, right? Which niche of people did this copy work for? And, refine your outreach, right? And especially if you collect, data across 16 weeks, several months of outreach, you're going to really start understanding outreach a lot more. You're going to understand when you build an outreach script, is this actually going to work? Okay. And that's really, really important. Okay. Sales assets. This is probably the most important thing I could drill into you. And not many people understand it and not many people do it. Right. But between yourself and your company, it should be pretty difficult not to stumble across a piece of content that could convert a prospect into a client. Okay, so for example, my funnel, it doesn't actually have this anymore, but you can go onto the Instagram, which has VSLs, which has testimonials. You can go on the YouTube, which builds credibility. You can go on the TikTok. This is for both me and Harvey, right? On the funnel, there's resources. We're building that brand connection with our prospect. We want them to know who we are, what we do, how we've done it before, and just shove a bunch of content in their face. If we think about marketing in general, past 200 years, it's fucking look at this sign, getting in their face. This is what we do. Okay. Another sales asset is this, right? You can book a call with my team. You can go to my Instagram, which has the VSLs, which has the testimonials, which links back to booking the team. Okay. So everything is just, everything is just streamlined and automated for each other. Okay, with the Instagram, right? Short form content. What we're doing with, we'll go to the Instagram thing, but what we're doing with Instagram and just any kind of social platform that you're leveraging to try and book appointments is objection handling with every single thing you're presenting. So, say for example, as a jump on this as a prospect, maybe they're not good. Maybe they're not have good short form content. Okay, well, let's check it out. Okay, it is good. Fuck. Maybe they've never done it before. Testimonials. Okay, and another question answered. Go to their funnel, right? Now you can see who they are. Okay, so we're just building a relationship with your client. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, you guys follow me all the time. When I go on your profile, I don't know who you are, I don't know what your marketing is, I don't know what your expertise is, I don't know what you do, I don't care. I don't want to work with you. Like, not even a bias, but like this person, I just want to see what it's about, right? There's enough there if I'm a prospect who's semi-interested in short form content to have a little dig and have a little stalk. Okay, as you can see, there's VSLs pinned, and there's I'll tell you how to optimize the profile in a bit, but it really comes down to the booking cool energy chart, right? You need to understand that a lot of people see prospects as just like a prospect. Oh, I booked a sales call, and you're not really thinking that the other guy in the other line is a human being. Is he exactly the same as you? Right? He fucking cried about his girlfriend leaving him. Right? He's a human being. He's not just some number. He's not just a number of a prospect. Okay? He's not just, prospect one, prospect, I got another one, right? And, the way we can manipulate this and use this to our advantage is understanding psychology and how humans work. Okay? So what we want to be doing is throwing resources, VSLs, personal brands, testimonials in their face to point, I'll book a call. I'll book a call at least, right? Because a lot of your agencies right now are graphic account, no personal brand connection, no testimonials, no even piece of content, right? No VSL. There's nothing about, how are you booking calls? I fear for you guys. Okay. And I want you guys to make a lot of money. I want you guys to be successful in this. And the only way this is going to happen is start marketing, start being the guy that promotes all the time. Okay. So when we throw resources, VSLs, personal brands, testimonials, you're going to get calls booked. Okay. I've seen this firsthand with, I think back to our Facebook ad agency, or even the earlier stages of short form content agency. Of course, we didn't book appointments. How the hell were anyone going to fucking find us? There's no one. You can't find us. You can't book a call. It's difficult, right? So this is really, really important. If I could tell anything, if I could build up from the ground up, I would start building sales assets. I would start telling myself, I would start telling people who I am and what I'm building, right? We're going to go to the Instagram thing, because a lot of people say all the time, like, oh, I Instagram prospect, that's my main outreach source. But it's like, okay, like, where's your profile optimization? Okay, I'm going to show my Instagram account the things you should copy, and I'm going to get you guys putting in the chat your current Instagram accounts and what's wrong with it. Okay, so we're going to go fully authentic, kind of calling you guys out a little bit. But so, for example, here, when it comes to posts, guys, if you're doing short form, do short form content. Right? Like, if you're doing short form, why are you not showing your quality? Why are you not doing short form content? The amount of DMs, the amount of booked appointments I get from people saying, yeah, I saw your content, wanted, it's really good quality, I wanted to check you out. That's really, really powerful. Okay, that's another appointment. That's another possible client and a possible retention and, possible network, right? You can see everything I've done, right? Short form content, showing what I'm doing. Okay, this is the quality, right? VSLs pinned. Okay, or VSL pinned, right? Testimonials, link to the funnel. Like I said, again, link to the funnel, which links to everything else, right? Resources, get to know our personality more, testimonials, etc. But with your account, guys, it really, really needs to be you. And I know that a lot of you don't want to do that, and I know a lot of people don't do it for some reason. But it's like, guys, why are you wasting your time sacrificing your life, trying to become an entrepreneur, trying to become someone who can attract and get a good amount of online income, if you're not willing to do what it takes? I'm telling you, like, full straight up, if me and Harvey still had our graphic Instagram account, like, how bad was it trying to book appointments on that?
Oh, we just looked like scam. We looked like either 12-year-old children or absolute scammers. It was all like themed, and we're like, oh, this will book calls. It would never land ever. We were like, okay, let's change it up a little bit, do a little bit cooler style. It just still looks shit.
Guys, no one cares about how cool your graphics look. I'm telling you right now, no one will ever care. But then this goes back to the point earlier when I said they're human beings. Do you care? No. So why does anyone else care? Another thing I'll say, that's like, if what I say here doesn't make you do this, please quit. Please go play Minecraft. Please go be a loser, guys. You building a graphic account even to like 3,000 followers, because the Virgin will be like, well, what if I, make it to a really big following? People perceive it as bought followers anyway. They don't care. If this account right here has 4,000 followers, it means a lot. Guys, I could network with that. I can make a lot of money. Guys, Instagram is absolutely the money maker. Instagram is primarily everyone's brand. Without Instagram, I don't know how I'd make money. The amount of DMs, the requests, or just the prospecting that comes through Instagram is really, really powerful. By not having an account like this, you're losing out on a lot of money, because a lot of people will text me, oh, I've done so much outreach. Why is no one booking a call? Well, I see your account, and I look at it. It's like, there's nothing I'm telling. There's no marketing.
One in chat if you want to look.
Is there?
Yeah.
So I'll go over 1 second, just, why this is, actually, let's do it now. So guys, send in your Instagrams in the chat, and we're going to critique it, right? Can everyone see my screen still, even if it's gone Discord pages? Cool. Right. Yeah. So this kid actually, he reached out to me, and I actually said he has a really good account. I actually said he's building something semi-decent, okay? Because you know what he does. Okay, a lot of you, like, if you, even on the eye, right, split a second, I knew he did short form content. Okay, because content marketing, short form content results, a free incentive.
I'd maybe add the like sort of headline. That's all I'd sort of change, because if you go to ours, it's like genuinely what we do. Like, obviously that's what you do, but it's not like a guarantee. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's not like a standout headline.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
I'd
think
say that
that's-
as well.
Yeah.
I would say in your bio, it should just be your headline. I'd just say that. But this guy, he's actually right. So he's got testimonials, right? People actually doing testimonials for him. Short form content results showing, guys. You need to put this in people's faces. Take teachers.
Go back on results.
Yeah, they're pretty fire. To be
No,
fair, I was
mate.
going to say
That red one's
Can we
ours,
hire
no?
I was going to say, can we hire him?
No, is that red Tom Skinner? No,
Yeah,
that's Tom Skinner.
yeah, it is.
What?
Maybe delete this one, G, because this is our content.
Unless he worked with Tom Skinner as well.
I don't think so, because I think that's the image from my Instagram story. Guys, as well, I will say, like, if your branding's fake, if you do anything fake I'm not calling you out, it's fine, it's fine, right? But if you do anything semi-fake, the universe actually just knows and you don't get the results. That's why when people like buy a lot of followers, it never actually works, because it just, the universe knows it's fake, right? But for example, this guy does short form content. He's doing short form content, right? It's actually pretty fire. But this is what you need to be doing, guys. Even if you're a Facebook ad agency, if I was an appointment setting agency, I'd sit and do short form content and appointment setting over and over again. Okay, but take a note from Grant Cardone. He's just a mass incredible marketer. You guys need to market better. Okay, so this is actually the only thing I'd say to improve this account. Don't post these again. Maybe one every 4. You just need more content,
And
right?
get some real testimonials.
Yeah. But yeah, just more content. You just got to scale your content more. Like, it just needs to be more consistent. Yeah, so this guy, he showed me, I went on it yesterday, but I'll go on it again for everyone new watching. So this guy, for example. Yeah, so he's changed it from last time, but before it was literally just, it was nothing, right? So again, I would say just have an actual headline. This is still cool. You can have the book discovery call. I always suggest some sort of call to action to the actual discovery call, so people know where to go if they are interested in you, right? Again, the other thing I would say to this is maybe, can we, people want to know you guys. People want to work with people they know. Can we add a bit more highlights? Obviously you're pushing the short form content offer, so actually doing short form content is the best thing you can be doing. I'd even suggest short form content, like I said earlier, for people who aren't actually doing short form content as a niche. I would still suggest building out a personal brand. But yeah, this account, again, just more content, guys, because a lot of people think that they've won when they post some content, but it's like, guys, not everyone's a pussy. Like, not everyone doesn't build a personal brand. There's a lot of personal brands out there, and you're competing against everyone, right? So you really need to just more consistent. Like, if I was starting again, I'd find a way, if I could do 3 a day, post all the photos I ever had in my life, and really building up account credibility from the get-go. Okay?
Yeah, I want to see Pyro production.
Okay, I'll go on it. This is fun, man. All of you getting called out. See, the thing with this, right? I don't really know your offer. Like, obviously, you're some media production thing, maybe photography. But the fact that I have to question myself,
I can tell you.
Yeah. The fact I have to question myself is bad. Okay, like it should be so clear. Again,
And
don't know.
I'm not working with a person. You need to always work directly with a person, and it's just put in. Oh wait, I don't think that's him. But go on Discord.
Okay, guys, don't be scared. Why are you lot pussying out? Guys, there's about 11 people in here. There's about 2 accounts been sent. Guys, I want to see all your accounts. If you actually want to learn something, guys, if you want to get critiqued, this is an opportunity, right? Because this is what we need to do to actually become successful in life. Okay, so everyone, I want to see everyone putting their Instagrams. Okay, no one fucking pussying out. Okay, because guys, what do you outreach on? What do you outreach on? Everyone says Instagram, so why aren't you optimizing your Instagram? Okay. So for example, this is probably a very, very new account. If we're kind of short form content, I would just say probably better short form content. But it's a good start. Right, you've got actually, you've got a pretty nice, you've got a nice setup. You're doing the short form content, but like, for example, this is unacceptable. 3 weeks ago is just unacceptable. Like, guys, your time. I'll just say this because you need to be thinking more like an entrepreneur, guys. Me and Harvey in a month, like our life completely changes. Like February 1st was a completely different realm, right? So every single month you need to be progressing different. Like it's March 1st now, April 1st. I have no idea what my life's going to look like. I have no idea how much. It's crazy. I have no idea. Like, right? But you guys are moving slow, really, really slow. 3 weeks, I'll be brutally honest, really unacceptable. If you want to really become an entrepreneur that makes a lot of money, doing like no content or just doing nothing within 3 weeks,
I like the guarantee though. I like that it shows a guarantee straight off the bat.
I like guarantee.
But I'd still, I think this is it goes better in the headline instead of row by row.
Yeah,
I think it's just saying at whatever we generate 2,000, we guarantee 250,000 views for niche. So it shows your niche down into that actual niche. You can guarantee a certain amount of views and something like that. And yeah, obviously just stay consistent. I mean, like I don't really miss days. You don't really miss days of posting because it's like you can't. What else you do? What else are you doing? Is my question.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, and for example, this one, guys, how am I booking a call with you? Let's say I'm interested in pyro production, right? How am I booking a call?
Yeah,
I can't book a call. Do I have to? Who the fuck? I'm bored. I'm not doing it, right? But I have to comment. How do I book a call? There's no way to book a call with you, right? Like it needs to be the C to action needs to be in their face, guys. If you look at anything, agency network, bang, get in, right? There's everything I link. I'm showing you how do it. Okay, so yeah, right. So we'll move on to the next one.
No, Shrish, that one's calm. That's very personal. It's just obviously need to post more.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, like what I said about the stuff that you can get done in 3 weeks, I can't even explain. Like I genuinely mean it. I don't know where the fuck we're gonna be April 1st. I have no idea. Scary. It's scary. I don't know, but you guys probably know. That's bad. You need to change that. So Junior, this guy's a G. This guy's a straight G. Yeah, I mean, I would perhaps if this is your like town account, like it's you. I would personally start again, or maybe just delete this. Like if your prospect sees this, they're not signing on. It's just like year 9 football. But I like the highlights, obviously. But again, I would suggest building out a headline. But it's good that people can book a call with you. Okay? And I'd suggest with the profile picture, it's got nothing to do with it. Like your accounts, guys, need to be business. They need to be business accounts, right? Like the branding of it. You can put like stuff like your personal life. So, for example, this. But even then, it's about entrepreneurship. But the brand needs to be about business. Because right now, this is like you at the park with your friends. So that needs to be changed, okay? This is good. This is a big client. Have you know this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's working with him.
Not bad.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's good editing as well. It's decent editing.
Yeah.
Man thinks he's Tate there. Yeah, and obviously just more content. Like it should be scrollable. If it's not scrollable, I'm bored, right? But yeah, what would you say about this, Av?
Yeah, I think mainly that headline, building personal brands short form. Anyone can do that. Everyone builds personal brands with short form content. It's like, what do you do? Yeah, like who's it for? What do you actually do? What do you actually guarantee? Like, what are you actually striving to achieve with your short form content? Obviously, again, put it in a headline. Probably maybe some more highlights. And then yeah, I think that picture, obviously, psychology wise, just will fuck people up. It'll be like, wait, I can't sign on with someone that's doing this or something like that. But yeah, it's just more. Most people that come here, it's just more. It's just they need to be able to get lost in your content of VSL after short form content, after this, after that. That they generally have too much. There's too much going on that they can't escape you. Okay, you need to be in their faces 24/7, and that's all marketing is. Just getting in people's faces 24/7 with a good offer.
Yep, 100%. Like I use the example, and this I feel like this really frames it well, guys. You know, when you like a girl and you go through their mum's Facebook, and you know, guys, like you stalk a little bit, and it's just a more of a whole. It needs to be impossible for you not to be stalked. Become very, very stalkable. Very like if you look at someone like I used Grant Cardone again, but like he has about 20 highlights. He has, you know, he's everywhere.
Stories
You need to be
always up.
everywhere.
Like that's
Yeah,
one thing
yeah,
that
yeah,
I'd say for us. We need like more stories of us just sitting here and saying something. Like it's just
yeah,
about putting you in. Like they should never not be a story up, never not be a post
yeah,
going up
yeah.
every single day. Because if you go
Said that
dry for a day, he's gone. Like who cares anymore? You forget. Let's say Grant Cardone didn't pop up on your story. You forget who he is. You forget what he's trying to sell. You forget what he's trying to do. And that's the exact same for you on a massive scale because you're tiny.
Yeah. And like, guys, there's so much competition that you really can't afford not to post every day. You know, me and Harvey right now, you're on this call, you're listening to us because we're in your face every day. Banging Jerry thumbnail, another Jerry thumbnail, bang more content. Me and Harvey said that we need to improve on not having 7 stories up every single day, where it's linking something, where it's showing our quality, where like this could be clipped up, this should be clipped up and put on the story, right? Because it needs to be more marketing. And having an account that doesn't market, it it's really hard to build wealth, guys. It's really, really hard to build wealth. Cool. Yeah, I just say more content and make it more businessy. Which accounts were your favorite, guys? We'll go through the end. Or this one's a TikTok one. Okay. Right. So it's obviously Luke Belmar. Building up an account, guys. I would really, really suggest building accounts like this are pointless, in my opinion.
Wait, is it for
It's surely not
he's
for
trying to
the.
show, no, it's trying to do it for a testimonial. It's just unbelievable though.
Yeah, I don't like it as well. I see a lot of people doing this, and I really don't like it. I think you should be your testimonial, and I think that's way more powerful. Like, if someone gets on a call with me or Harp, I'm my testimonial.
No, it's not even that. It's just like if I wanted to start an account today, let's say it's like someone like that, I can go viral because what you're trying to show is that anyone can do this because everyone knows who Luke Belmar is. So then you showing that to a prospect and they're like, oh, wait, I'm not fucking Luke Belmar. This isn't going to work for me. If you just find someone, and generally I'd recommend just doing a week for free and trying to get a result that way because getting Luke Belmar, it's no leverage. There is zero leverage in having Luke Belmar at 200, 300, 400, 500k. The leverage is what we have. A client that literally started his TikTok 28 days ago, 1.1 million views. Okay. Now, obviously, you won't be able to sign a client straight away, but like, let's say you do a week free and you increase by this much. That's a testimonial because anyone can do that. And it's just the average Joe. They can't be comparing themselves to like Luke Belmar or Tate or someone like that because anyone can make them. I can make them viral right now. Okay. I can just copy someone's post.
100%. And like, it'd actually be more beneficial for you to build up an account that gets like half the engagement if it's like a random realtor. That's actually going to be way more beneficial than building up someone like that, account. I'll go on to another personal one. So if anyone can, I think this guy's got a personal. I think this is his one. We'll go on. Yeah, I mean it's better than the most. Obviously, I like this because you're actually showing numbers. You know, people go off numbers. There's no real call to action to this. Like you need to tell people to go here. This is like obviously it's quite authentic. It's quite funny. I'd always build out some sort of headline. It's very easy to flood people with information. Perhaps you're doing here, and then with the content, just needs to be more. What would you say?
Yeah, no, I feel like we've started this way with personal branding because like a lot of you don't have enough posts on here and you just need to spam it. But the thing about it is I was thinking about this the other day and this guy was like, oh, I'm not going to start personal brand. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't really care. Like it's your life, whatever. Cool. But it's like, okay, but I just don't see an agency working after 2 years if you haven't got a personal brand. Like, cool, you can have an income that 2 years. Like, okay, so Luke, let's say our personal brand just died after 2 years, whatever. Okay, let's say we never had one. We could probably live like 10, maybe 15 years after with the money that we make. But like what sort of life and what sort of carry on? Okay, you're gonna have to get a job at some point. So I think building that personal brand and building who you are, because at the end of the day, like we'll be real with everyone here. we're not all going to do SMA forever. Like after
Yeah.
10 years, we're not going to be doing. Like, most of us won't be doing SMA here. Okay, well, if we have built a personal brand and built something that we've done, we can then go into something a lot bigger. Like literally, our okay, I'm not going to go into what our idea is of what our next offers are going to be. What we're targeting.
You can become the Tim Ferriss. You can become the Grant Cardone, and that's what you can transition into, right? Yeah. Thanks for changing my perspective, guys. Do you want to be broke in 10 years? Because even if that's why I said, like, I personally fear for the Facebook ad agencies that are making like 4K per month, because I just don't see any sustainability. I just don't see any sustainability, right?
It's just like,
and it's like, yeah, go for it.
I feel like when your personal brand as well, and you have all these results, all these testimonials, you can switch into such a high ticket offer that your goal in the end of SMA is like, okay, let's say you're a Facebook ad agency, you build your personal brand, okay, so obviously you won't die in 2 years, but guess what? In 2 years, you can work with the highest ticket. Obviously, let's say you're e-com on something. I can work with the highest ticket e-com brands possible. Okay, so just like I'll have like 2 clients, but they're paying me like 30 grand a month. Okay, and that's what obviously one of our clients right now does with his agency. It's like he's converted it in a way with his personal brand to like just target high ticket, and that's what we all need to be aiming for. So if someone comes at you right now with a low ticket offer, fucking take it. Okay, stop thinking you're God or thinking you're fucking insane. Right, just take the offer, and obviously start building the results and building the testimonials.
Yeah, 100%, guys. And like me and Harvey want to help you. We hope that we've given you inspiration and value in our videos and what we're saying right now. But like, our lives don't change if you don't do this. Right? Do I care to a point? Not really. So you guys really need to do it for yourselves and not do it for us. I'm not saying do it for us. I'm saying really, really do it for yourself, because you need to put yourself in a situation where you can take large sums of money and you can get extremely wealthy. That's why we're all here. Okay. So but back to this account, it just wasn't this one, was it? This usually, like, I don't like these posts, to be honest. But it just needs more content.
So the AI stuff, I keep getting a lot, and I'm honestly going to break it down now because I think Charlie Morgan sparked the whole thing of it. We're about 5 years away from the quality for short form of AI, and also by the time that they're like, switch to Facebook ads because they have a course in Facebook ads, that is gonna get taken over by AI a lot fucking sooner than short form content, because Meta and shit like that is already getting so technical, with AI already tweaking like the ad results to sort of target the perfect people, ad creative shit like that. So they're gonna be pointless. Okay, so if you're in that mindset of like, if this is what I will say, if someone says something genuinely doesn't work, go do your own research. Even if we say something generally doesn't work, go and do your own, because that video there that Charlie Morgan uploaded, I got so many comments about it, like, fuck, and everyone's just a sheep. I'm like, what are you guys on about? Okay, we're literally, I think if February would have had 3 more days, we would have had our first 10K month, right? And we're literally
just agency, by the way. That's not. Yeah, just agency.
With very high profit margins compared to most short gurus, because I think we could rack it up to 15, 20, 30K if we wanted to fuck profit margins and shit like that. But we don't, okay? So, yeah, it's just about,
I will say, do you know what I say? If anything, the only agencies that actually have longevity in the next 5 to 10 years are creative agencies, because creative agencies come from human being thinking. If anything, stuff like Facebook ads, stuff that can be so easily automated, are the ones that are actually in the danger. Because how can an AI actually, build out and entire someone's personal brand? It's impossible, because it needs to come from creativity and human being, right?
AI works with like numbers, okay? So it's just
it works with numbers.
Okay, so if Facebook, if 1 is there, okay, let me change it to a 2, okay? So it does better. So they understand that and what's working and what's not working. So AI is going to fucking crush every single Facebook ad agency before it touches short form, okay? So if you're hearing these people being like this or this, go watch Serge's video for 1. He done it. Literally, just tell him to shut the fuck up, because he's just trying to sell you a $6,000 course, okay? Which I wouldn't advise you before it's going.
Okay? Yeah, because guys, with Charlie Morgan, what's he doing? He's doing his shit. Guys, be real with it. He's doing his thing. If he's seeing a bunch of people go into the short form thing, it's like, everyone used to go onto Facebook ads. Why is everyone going for this?
Yeah,
You know, because he has the Facebook ad course, right? Everyone does their own incentive, right? So you really need to start thinking for yourself instead of, you know, being all emotional and kiddie, because a lot of you are probably like crying in your room, like, fuck, this is never going to work, and becoming all emotional. Think for yourself. Calm down. Think for yourself, right? And AI, yes. You know, apparently AI is going to take over everything. Apparently, we're not going to be here, right?
Yeah,
so it's like,
there's a certain control that I actually believe, like high up, that they have to stop to a certain point. Otherwise, the world goes out of fucking business, right?
no one has a job then,
Because
guys.
what's the point in life if everything's AI? So I think we've got a
Yeah.
good few fucking decades before that fully
Yeah.
takes over. So I wouldn't.
Does
worry
anyone
about
want to
that.
send more Instagram accounts?
Instagram or any questions? I think now before we.
Yeah, Q&A. I think it's more of a Q&A at this point. So we'll go for it. Yeah, still coming. Cool. Yeah. So guys, actually, Harvey, if you can unmute some people, we'll start doing some actual questions.
What should we got? Spanish. Wait, let me.
We know how to.
Permission.
That was good training, guys. You must have. I hope you guys have learned a little bit.
I think everyone can unmute.
Is everyone unmute?
Yeah, if you was one
I can feel it. Jump on the police. Try, but
Have we got some questions?
Yo, Harvey.
Yeah.
Yo, boys, appreciate the training, by the way. A lot of value provided. I just wanted to ask you, boys,
you.
how long do you reckon you should spend sort of shadowing a VA, you know, in the outbound role, sort of for outreach? How long would you give it before you can actually say, right, it's not working?
Yeah.
Of course, after providing feedback and training and all that.
Yeah. So I primarily take the kind of VA side of things. So I'll answer this question. With a VA, you'll really, with the shadowing, why it's such an important, you know, training method, because you can really, really see their true ability. Sometimes with sending a Loom video, you don't even know if they've watched it so much. I would say with the actual training side of things, it's until you actually trust them deep in your heart. Okay. And you'll know how it feels, because as human beings, as agency owners, we understand the importance of booking appointments. Like, it's really important, right? You need appointments. So if you end a shadowing session and you feel like you're not confident in them in your heart, there needs to be more training. The amount of times, and when it comes to like them not being good enough and just scrapping on, moving to the next one. For example, I had a VA where he was just extremely slow because he didn't understand. So speed is a very good metric of it. Do they need to know literally this guy didn't even know how to use Instagram, so you can see
bracket when you put
bracket. So I said, and then put in bracket, he wrote out the word bracket, right? So I'd say with the appointments there, it's to do with speed and common sense. If they don't have switched on common sense to a point, scrap them, because appointment setting is very, very about human behavior and human psychology. So if they don't have an element of that, then scrap and move on to the next one. But that's why you need to do the hiring system, the qualifying process, so you don't spend time shadowing a VA that was never going to be on there anyway.
Right. How would you go about, what would you say the best sort of way to sort of get them familiar with speed and sort of, without pushing it onto them and sort of, you know, forcing it onto them, just letting them know, like, speed is key?
Yeah, really important. So I have, obviously, I've built out like a 2-hour, 3-hour training system for appointment setters. And it's just about being an enthusiastic business owner who wants the best for your business, right? So you're going to do a Loom video. You're going to say, you know, do out a lucid chart of like the importance of speed, how to be more quick. And you just need to be enthusiastic. You just need to be like, hey man, like speed's really important because you can do this, this, and this over a Loom video. Make sure they watch it to a point where they really, really understand. Okay, because a lot of that.
I'd say on top of that as well. Everyone works on incentives. So if you're really like, okay, we need this speed, it's like, okay, if you can hit, let's say it's an ungodly amount or whatever. If you can hit like a crazy like KPI or something like that, you'll do like 40 outreach in 1 hour. You get a commission. Everyone loves money. So like, if you have commissions or like deadlines and stuff like that, I mean, one of the things that we were able to get an editor, obviously this is different, but like an editor for £1.80 per fucking shot on ours is because he wanted to work with us. So it's about, do they want to work with you? Do they see where your company is heading? Like, are they like, okay, this is going to be a very big company in the next few years. I want to stay here so they can treat me the best that they can. So it's about selling yourself, selling your company to them. So you have to prove yourself to them that they're like, okay, well, I want to fucking help scale them. If you show them a good offer, if you show them if you're transparent with them, be like, this is how much we're making, I can put you on this commission, whatever. And as we go up, we can go up, build that sort of bond with them. They'll be like, okay, well, I need to fucking work for this company because they're going to help me in the long run.
Yeah, definitely, man.
You need to frame your company and your offer different to anything they've seen before, because they've been placed in so many like appointment setting roles before. Like me and Harvey literally have an introduction sheet, our company values and shit. It's crazy, right? So even just that builds up in their mind, like, okay, this is different. I need to work hard. Okay, opposed to just bringing them on board. Hey, do this. You know, I mean, it's so cold. It needs to be a warm relationship with your team members. So I'd say that.
Thank you, man.
No worries, man. Got any more? Just feel free to unmute.
Excuse me, guys.
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, do you have any idea how to go about pricing your services? Like, if you offer multiple services, like how do you price it to when you outsource and everything to make sure that you're in profits?
Well, to be fair, it all depends. Generally, there is no like set number or set like way to go about it. It's just about what's on the market, how much are they pricing. What we do all the time at the start was we'd just try and like go to short form content agencies and stuff like that, join the calls, pretend to be like a customer, and we'll be like, okay, so how much do you charge? And we'd sort of get like a range of that and understand how much others are charges, like our competitors, and sort of like not cutting them because no one ever wins on price, but seeing what they add as value and seeing how much they price for it, and sort of finding a little bit about that agency. Because there is literally no actual figure. Obviously, you want to keep profit margins quite high, but it just depends what niche you're in. And I think the best way to do it is generally just sort of going in other sort of agencies, booking calls with them, and pretending you're a potential client and seeing what sort of prices they're doing, because it could be anything, right?
Yeah. What's your offer?
I'm offering short form content. Everything about long form videos and short form videos. I'll be like providing them content briefs that they will be like it's gonna be easier for them. So for like 5 hours or about 6 hours a month. Of course, I'm gonna do it myself, and also it's gonna be like a bonus setting. So
Do you guarantee anything with the appointment set, like with short form content, and because if you have a guarantee,
I'm doing
yeah, I'm trying to like link short form content with appointment setting, and also email marketing.
Okay.
So because coaches I feel like they really need that.
Okay, and what sort? Do you have like a guarantee for like appointments booked, or like how many short form or stuff like that?
Yeah, so right now I'm like crafting my offer to have the best guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
10 to 15 appointments.
10 to 15. Okay. Well, to be fair, no matter what we do, we can't really we couldn't really say, because you could say 10 to 15 appointments, but they could be for like I don't know, fucking chewing gum, right? So it's £5 per pop. Okay, so do you get what I mean? So it's like what sort you need to find out how high ticket their service actually is. This is where you need to do some like research on your actual niche. Okay, so how much is their offers, like mid, low, high ticket? How much does it actually cost? So how much do they earn profit? Expenses wise gone, how much of commission can you take from that? Maybe the best way to do it at the moment is go off a commission basis, so they pay for the short form, but then they'll pay for the commission on the appointment setters, just so you've got to get a rough estimate of like, okay, so they're earning this much, and I can charge this much for sort of like the next client that comes along. But it's all about sort of discovering yourself, because obviously there's so many different variables from offer to offer, because our offer pricing would make no sense if we gave it to another short form content agency. We're just different people. Like the quality is completely different. What we add is like everything's just too different. Our niche is probably different, so it would make no sense if we gave out like a pricing structure, right?
Yeah, you're right. So I'm just getting to figure out by myself, little by little.
But keep in mind, like, okay, how much cost do I need to put in to actually fulfill the service? Because if you're running some sort of acquisition system, you might need to, hire maybe a lead sourcer, a cold email campaign, appointment setters. I don't know what you're doing, but you obviously don't want to leave no profit margin for yourself. So you obviously need to keep that in mind. Like, how much are you paying your editors? How much is your profit margin? Obviously, we'll give a rough price. So, for example, short form content, although it's so different, if you're trying to charge over perhaps 700, 800 for a beginner for one short per day, that's considered mid-ticket. So just, keep that in mind. But it's just too different. It's too different for everyone. Because if you're at very, very beginning and you're 16, like, bro, go for like 300. Like, lowball it, right? Like, you don't need to be rushing, right? Especially if you have no testimonials.
So that was my first client. Yeah.
You haven't got a first
So
client yet.
that's the one thing about pricing, and I have a call tomorrow. With,
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, since obviously you don't have a client, I mean, like, even your profits don't matter. Okay. Even if
Nah,
your goal
they
is
don't matter.
your goal is break even. Okay. Genuinely, your goal is break even. One, for the experience, because I promise you, no matter how much of the back end you fulfilled, something will go wrong, and I can bet that on my life. I can bet my whole agency on that. Something will go fucking wrong. Okay, because it always does.
Yeah, I told you that. I know that.
Obviously, then getting that experience of actually having a client, and then the results and the testimonial means you can go to another person and be like, okay, we did this in this niche. We can obviously help you do the exact same. So I think it's all about getting that first. Obviously, you got a call tomorrow, so if you can try and close that, even if you think it's a stupid price, I promise you, getting a client on board and sort of getting the experience, obviously, from never having a client will be. Yeah, it'll be insane. It'll be so much. That's when you really skyrocket from sort of like, sitting about wanting this high ticket client to just actually just taking a client and being like, okay, this is how the fuck you service deliver. This is how even like you communicate with a client.
The thing is that the client that I'm going with tomorrow is the prospect going with tomorrow doesn't have like a high ticket course for $400.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's your answer then. Okay, if it's only $100 for the course, then like you can't really charge that high ticket. And maybe then you could be in the wrong niche. Okay, if you're telling me you guarantee 10, 15 appointments, but the course is £100, maybe he's not a qualified prospect.
Yeah, that's the thing, because when I was doing the outsourcing, but now I saw outsourcing when I outsourced lead sourcing, like the VA shows that I'm as
I think it'll be better if you type, because I think your internet keeps cutting out and we can't really hear.
Guys, I will say you will know, like, this is why you need to have a pre-qualified. Sorry.
I think it's better if you type.
This is why, guys, it's really, really important to start to have a pre-qualifying form that say that they can put in their current revenue. Okay, because me and Harvey will literally cancel calls if people can't afford the service because there's no point.
Yeah, you might just not get the call.
You guys will not do it. It's like if a client books in and they say they're doing up 20k months, we know that, okay, we can charge a high ticket short form offer. Like, we will chop and change, right? We have our minimum, but if it's more, like, go guys, charge more.
They are quite low ticket. What are some high ticket niches?
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. Nice.
No worries, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. So, guys, with coaches and consultants, a lot of people are targeting them at the moment, and although it can be quite easy, they're all pretty broke, and they're all kind of looking for like a $10 editor.
That's
really.
To be fair, that's where you get your results and testimonials.
Yeah, that's where you definitely start. But that isn't going to be your high ticket niche. A lot of people are going to kind of companies now, and that seems to be really, much higher niche. Whether this is a car dealership doing short form content, solar, opposed to like the coaches, consultants. But if you are just starting up, go get your coaches and consultants on a low ticket and scale up from there. Do you have trusted YouTube channels, by the way? Like big YouTube channels?
If you mean big YouTube channels, fuck no.
No, it's impossible to get to them. Like, cold email with YouTube is hard.
How? I mean, just like trust them.
What do you mean?
Like watching them.
Oh right. Oh no. Yeah.
I'll see what he says. To be fair.
Like an iMan.
No, like posting top 10 videos, luxury videos.
don't really know what you mean. Has anyone else got like a question? Talk.
Yo, guys, what's up? What's up?
Yo,
I wanted to ask, when you were starting this agency, how did you go about training your first editor? You know, since you said from the start you hired one.
yeah. So I trained our first editor. What was his name? Ali. Was it Ali?
Ali,
Ali was easily right. And so the first one that we took, I'll tell you now, we brought a course off of someone for $250, I think it was, and then I shadowed them. Okay, so we done a job post. We were like, okay, we're paying $4 a short. We're doing this, we're doing that, and then from there, we found this Ali guy who had potential. He was like, okay, this isn't too bad. This is like what I see a lot of now, because people just take like the frame straight away. So obviously brought him on, and we let him go through the training. He learned a little bit from the training, and then from there we sat. I remember texting Luke, and because we were on Zoom at the time, my Zoom call kept cutting out with the guy. I was on there for like 5 hours. I was genuinely on there for so long, and I think it's because we sold our future so well. We sold our company so well. I sold myself so well that we were just like kind of boys on the call. And I was like, because he has the brains of how to use the software, but I have the ideas. I know what makes a natural good short. So I was like, okay, change this animation, change this text, change this. Okay, let's look back at the course. We were watching the course together. Okay, let's add these animations. From there, Ali became an absolute god. Ali then made our training programs for every single editor from there on. We still use his training programs now because he was learning everything, and we were obviously paying him extra. Okay, teach our students. Okay, now our students are now teachers again. Now Ali's a master. Now everyone's a master, and obviously, and then everyone's training each other. So I think for that first one, it's about sitting with them and buying them a course. I generally recommend buy them a course and just sitting with them and telling them what works and what doesn't work. And then getting that perfect shot and be like, hey, everyone needs to be to this standard now. Otherwise, you're out of the business, right?
Yep.
I see. Thank you.
No worries.
No worries, man.
I'm telling like making some big channels and getting revenue from it. So
yeah, I want on this. He means like, you know, like the motivation big pages. I don't really see a point because they don't make money, and also it isn't your personal brand. And also, I think it's one of the most extremely saturated things, business models you can do. Like, I think all that kind of shit, like YouTube automation, scaling big YouTube channels, etc. Not only can you not sell anything off the back of it because you haven't built a brand loyal audience, you can't even really sell affiliates, really. Like, it's just extremely saturated. Like, I don't actually call anything that saturated, but building like motivational is just a huge waste of time when you can just be building your brand, like who you are. Like if you build up a motivation account, you'll probably go broke. You'll have to get a job.
I was speaking to this guy the other I'll tell you after, but I was speaking to this guy the other day. He has like a few 100K on a motivational account, and he's trying to start up like a Discord monthly. And it's just like no one's joining at the moment. And he's like, why is no one joining? I was like, because they're not there for you. They're there for David Goggins. They're there for the people that they're not there for you. And if you can't, that's why like our follower accounts are so like low, but we can monetize the audience so well because they are genuinely every single one of them. Like I'd say 90% would buy off of us, and that's why their motivation. Followers don't mean shit. Okay, it's who your followers are. That's what means everything.
Guys, Serge Guattari has 7K YouTube subs. He's doing like 500K months. Yeah. Right. So if you had a motivational page on 300K, do you think you could be making 5% of that? No one's there for you. Like Harvey said. It's 23. Yes. Yeah.
That's why the AI thing's so fucking stupid. Because if you look at everyone, even we have a client at the moment who paid Grant Cardone like 100 grand for a coaching call, and Grant Cardone literally for the whole time was like, build a personal brand, build a personal brand, build a personal brand, build like. So if the billionaires are fucking saying it, I think maybe it would be a good idea to maybe start a personal brand, stop caring what people think of you. And just like, it's a week of pain, okay, boys? It's a week of pain when everyone finds out in your local town. But like, after that, no one gives a shit, okay? Like, genuinely, no one cares.
I forgot to ask, but you said you were gonna raise the prices on private agency network, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, so we're gonna after we end this call, we're gonna because the price right now is really dumb. Like, if ever, me and Harvey are in a network with like a lot of fellow SMA owners, and every single one's kind of laughed at the price point. Like, some guy literally said yesterday, "Why is it not 500?" We're not going to do it 500 because we want it to be accessible, but we are upping the price because at the moment we don't want to build a community where there's people in there like little Tate cringy kids. We want to build a community that's actually good and people that are willing to invest.
People in there quite well with them. Like, there's a guy working
They're
with
good
someone
at the
like
moment,
300k stuff like that. So it's like,
But-
at least it's not
Yeah.
like. But I feel like in a few months or so, like from
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
the
Yeah,
trajectory that we're going in and that we can sort of see, that will be over. Like, we might as well catch it before it goes fucking shit too early and everyone's in it. And it's like, this isn't like, it's for that agency. You can go in there, be like, we were offloading clients the other fucking day. We were literally offloading clients in there. So it's like, why would this be so cheap if we can offload a client? People are like, oh, can someone service? Oh yeah, someone can service deliver. Okay, they've just made 400 quid. Okay, so it's just about keeping that network really tight. And obviously,
and that's what me and Harvey want to build. We don't want people, because this is like a network of me and Harvey as well. We don't want a load of people in there. Like right now, there's not too many people in there, but if we in the next months build more content, get bigger, for £150 one time, it's just going to get flooded to a point where we can't even respond to everyone. We can't give out clients. We can't do really, really supportive weekly calls and stuff.
And the investment is fucking stupid.
Yeah, and it's dumb. Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
Double the modules of like a 997 course, double the info, and constantly update. It's like
we're not even saying this to like, oh, sell the course, haha. Like, guys, that it could genuinely be 997, and there would be no complaints. Like, so 150 is a joke.
Do you have or can you give the exact number, or is it kind of a secret?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
No, wait. I think we should let people decide for themselves, all right?
Yeah.
Because you can either get it now, or you can wait. But
well,
go on.
I was gonna ask you if I could, either message one of you or talk to you in private about my situation, and because I would really like to join, but it would take like a little bit of time to get the financial support so I can get it. But that's something I want to ask.
Unfortunately, we aren't doing any sort of payment plans. We've been asked a few times. One, because we actually can't, like the website that we have the course on, like we just can't.
It's not going to be a crazy jump.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not like we're not.
Yeah,
it's not going to be fucking stupid.
But if you are thinking about it, like, just join now while you can save some a lot of money, right? And it's going to be about 4 hours till we literally the end of this day, March 2nd, put it up. So what's up a minute for a while. But yeah, I'm sorry. We actually because if we give a payment plan to one person, we have to give it to everyone, and then the whole system.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it makes sense.
Down. And then second, because we actually can't with the platform, like it needs to be like you need to pay all the money up front for you to access the modules and stuff.
Yeah. As for, I hope that answers your question. Sorry, I'm trying to move on to this one. So cool.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's okay. I'll hopefully see you in there.
100%.
Well, as soon as possible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely do. Yeah. For AJ, I think $6 a pop is going to be very hard for you to hire an editor because because hiring a $6 per hour editor per short editor is like normal. But if you can up it. I mean, because at the moment there is no way that that'll be a profitable business. I understand you've got school and obligations like that. You could probably find free time. I mean, before school.
By the way.
Yeah, I know. Before school or like after school, you could probably cut some stuff out and sort of run with that. I think you're in a perfect situation here. If someone wants a fucking short, you do it, no matter what. Like, trust me, just take it. If you have to quit out video games, or if you can't go out with your mates one day, cool, okay. Because guess what? Next month you can up that $6 to $15. Hire an editor for $6, and then that's where you start your agency. Okay, so
I'm making connections.
yeah, honestly, yeah. You've got a very promising sort of fucking outline there. I mean, like, that's very promising. So if you can discipline yourself and be like, okay, let me actually go for this, then I promise you next month you'll be like, okay, wait, I can charge so much more because I got results, I got testimony, I got a fucking client, right?
Yeah. You start tapping into people's networks, guys. You start making connections. You start having people's Instagrams. You start having people's WhatsApps, and it really, really will do you good in the future. Guys, be honest with yourself. How difficult is it to edit a short? Not too difficult. So if you're not being lazy, to take an hour out of your day, you can earn an additional $300 for the month, right? And have the testimonials, tap into the network. So it's 100% worth doing, right?
Yeah.
But I would suggest, if you want to get wealthy, if you actually want to get rich, transition into the agency module, and start building out your company, building out who you are, and that's how you're actually going to, get some actual good money, instead of, because you can't slave at that forever. But for the time being in school, building experience,
like me, you're set up perfectly, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, you can cut out something. Like, generally, you probably play FIFA, which is pretty lit, play Foot Champs or something, but like, just in the week, maybe just skip out on Div Rivals or something like that, and just actually do the short form content, get ahead for the weekend, so you can sort of go out or some shit, right? I think that's your best option. There's stuff to cut out for you to actually get time. Like, it is possible. It is very possible. Yeah. There's too many hours in a day for it not to be.
Yeah, 100%.
Need to out. I don't play any games. Fun and fun. Bit weird, maybe.
Yeah, nah. Don't worry, G. It's not weird.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's such a waste of time.
Yeah.
You actually think something couldn't be less of a waste of time?
Yeah, if you play video games in this year, it's an L. It's a big L.
You'll fall too far behind, bro.
Yeah,
like, impossible.
I think we're about to reach 2 hours. I think that was.
Yeah, I think it's been a good webinar, boys.
Appreciate you guys coming out.
Yeah, appreciate you guys coming out. We're trying to give free value, and hopefully you can scale your business, scale your personal brand.
If you boys are looking, obviously a private agency network is where you're going to connect with obviously the best of the best SMA owners, and obviously all the information that you need. I think future webinars will be held in there. This was just a free one to sort of give you boys a taster. But I think webinars, from probably now they'll be like, there'll probably be a few this month, and then from there it'll be like every week or something in private agency network. So if you boys are thinking of doing something and want to actually scale your business, I think that's the perfect plan for you lot. But yeah, appreciate you boys turning out.
Yeah, without even like sounding like selling or whatever. Like, if the price just does go up, like the price right now is a fucking bargain, whatever way you look at it. We've had everyone that's trying to say that. And with Jury, someone was actually not going to join because it was too cheap. Someone was like, if there's just a bunch of people in there that's just like, they're not serious, then I'm not going to join. So we were like, okay, damn. But yeah, man, that's how you're going to connect to me and Harvey. You can literally at us anytime and we will reply, right?
Yeah.
If you want to jump on a call and we have a quick 20 minutes, then it is what it is. But it's great turnout. It's a great turnout. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Have a good one.
See you
Cheers.
boys in a bit.